Welcome to True You, where we'll talk about becoming the truest version of who God created you to be. I'm your host and the co-author of Lies Young Women Believe and the Truth That Sets Them Free, Dana Gresh. Does it seem like parent-teen conflict is universal? Only 30% of parents report it as a norm with their teen. So why do so many of their kids feel like their parents just don't get them? Today, we'll unmask the lie behind that emotion and reveal the powerful truth of the parent-teen relationship.
Here at the round table of True You, no topic is off limits, and that is really good because today we are diving into communication. I'm Stacy Rudolph, lead teacher at True You, and Dana and I are joined by singer-songwriter Alina Pitts. And today we're going to be tackling an issue that parents and teens have been trying to navigate since the dawn of time: communication. Let's check out Cassie's story with this.
Hey girls, my name is Cassie, and today I wanted to share with you about a time in my life when I was struggling with something I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to. When I was in high school, I had a really rocky relationship with my mom. I didn't understand why I couldn't stay out as late as my friends, or wear a certain dress, or even go out with a certain boy. I felt misunderstood, controlled, and I really just wanted to do things my own way. So I rebelled. I tested boundaries, and I started many late night arguments with my parents. I didn't realize I was believing the lie that I could be my own authority, or that I was capable of navigating life on my own. And that was so far from the truth. I'm so thankful. I now know that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's freedom, and I've been able to experience that freedom today. And the great news is, you can too.
Okay, have you guys ever had conflict with your parents? Pretend they're not listening.
No, for real though. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh no, my mom's gonna watch this. I think definitely just, you're at two different stages of life. Like your mind is in two different places, so it's inevitable. And I think my mom and I just had kind of trouble. I wanted to just be a little freer than she would let me be. And I'm the baby, so it's like kind of always just had her hand on me, which is good, but at the same time, I wanted to kind of break free a little more.
Yeah, so you felt that tension.
Yeah.
You?
For me, my mom and I we're very similar, so we were very close. So it wasn't that hard for me to like get along with her, but I think we were both very feisty. So like if you got one of us like started on something, we would just go at it. But she was a peacemaker, I'm not, so she would usually end it. But I think more towards the end when she passed away, me and my dad just started to really butt heads, which we're both very intense, and so it was hard for us to like know when to just stop, like when to just chill out. And so during grief, when we were both grieving in ways that didn't look like how the other was grieving, there was a lot of like disagreement and why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? So yeah, me and my dad had a rocky relationship.
Well, what if I told you that rocky is good news? Somebody told me this about conflict in my relationships. Doesn't matter whether it's parents or your BFF or in the future your husband. Conflict is proof of connection.
Wow.
Because when you stop having conflict, it means you stopped caring. So as long as there's that tension in the relationship, and you're gonna have tension with every relationship in your life where you spend a lot of time together, right? But as long as that tension's there, it's proof that you care. That's good news. So what we want to do today is give you some tips and some truth to really enter into your parent-child relationship more healthily. What are some things that have helped you guys?
I think definitely just hanging out with my mom. It's so much easier to have the tough conversations that are just inevitable if you already know the person's heart. You already have that emotional bank that you can withdraw from. So just hanging out with her regularly and just just knowing her heart and knowing that she really is for me and she cares for me and she wants me to thrive and do well. So
hanging out, put some deposits in. And that's really, we have to be intentional about deposits both ways. Like you guys need to put some deposits in your moms sometimes, right? I remember the best deposit my son ever gave me was, you don't have mom hair. I was like, I think what you're saying is I'm having a good hair day. And it just felt so good, you know, and those things matter. What about you, Alina? What are some things that have helped you with your parents?
Me and my mom used to write letters. So we used to write. We were both very quiet, so it was hard for us to like talk a lot, so we would just write. It's easier. And then that came in handy with me and my dad when we couldn't even stand to look at each other. So that really helped.
I think when you write it down, it gives you time to think about what you're saying, rip it out,
Process.
roll it up, throw it away if you
Yeah.
didn't say it well. And if somebody says something when in writing that you're like, that you would react to, you have time to think about how to react well.
Yeah.
So I love that idea. What about God's word? What
Yeah.
verse do we need to go through to posit this conflict in some truth?
Yeah, I think you really have to just realize that your parents are for you. They're trying to help you out. They're trying to give you good counsel. So I like Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20. And it says, whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. And I just think it's so important to remember that they are for us. You know what I'm saying? They've been there before. They've already experienced what we're experiencing. And they got us. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got our backs. They want the best for us.
And you know what I think of that verse? I think it doesn't matter how old you are.
Right.
You never outgrow wise advice.
Yeah.
The Bible also says honor your father and mother. So even for me, we won't say my age, but even for me, that verse applies. I need the wise counsel of my mother. I need the wisdom of my father, and I need to honor them.
Yeah. So we want to encourage you guys, don't give up on your relationship. We hope that the suggestions we were able to give you hope, and that you guys hang out together. Maybe you write some letters and just keep the lines of communication open. That is going to help you have a healthy, a happy relationship and just connect you guys in a special way. So make sure you do that.
If you've enjoyed today's conversation, we want to invite you to join us online for a deeper discussion at liesyoungwomenbelieve.com. We would also love for you to send us your 1-minute video freedom story. Get all the details on our website. Thanks so much for joining us today. Till next time.
Well, I just so love how they talk about